Hi, welcome to the Coaching Game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Jim Arnoff.
Hello there, Laurie.
Hello there, Jim.
Long-term friends.
Seriously, almost as long as I've been a coach, Jim has been in my world, some one way or another.
I've been trying to get out, and I can't.
I have him fully bonded and here. But seriously, I think that we keep meeting each other in the coaching world.
We sure do.
Which is becoming larger and larger, I'm proud to say. But so I'm glad that he's on tonight. As you can see, he's a master of many things. He's a certified life coach. He's a talent agent. He's an entertainment lawyer. And somehow he manages to put it all together.
I do.
Or not. I don't know.
Mostly I do.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So with all that diversified background, how on earth, what made you say, okay, I'll be a coach now? what got you there?
It actually started, my volunteer life. I'm what they call a peer counselor in the lesbian gay community.
Okay.
And a lot of the peers go on to become therapists. And I said, okay, I can do that too, which means going to social work school, which I did.
Did you really?
For one day of classes.
Okay, that was my
quit.
Psychology. I want to be a psychiatrist for one day.
This is not, exactly, this is not for me. Yes. So I gave all the financial aid back. I ran out of that building. And 2 weeks later, I pick up a flyer for a workshop called Getting Unstuck, presented by a life coach. I went, life coach, there's something I like about those two words. So I went to this workshop, watched him do his coaching thing, and I said, that's what I want to do.
Wow.
I just knew it in the moment.
Now, was that Michael Bengay Stanger by any chance?
His name is James Arnoff.
Oh, not even close.
Not
okay.
even close.
Because I know he has a whole thing about getting unstuck, but yeah.
Yes,
and,
so it was wonderful.
And so Jim is an IPEC person like I am.
IPECer, as we call ourselves.
Yes, we do, and they're everywhere, so don't even try to avoid them. And how did you hear about them? Did you research? I did no research at all.
Well, actually, I know this might be too much information, but I'm an open book.
Oh dear, now I'm afraid I asked the question.
No, this is okay. This is very self-helpy. A month after that workshop, in a 12-step meeting, and one of the participants shared about being a life coach. I went, what's all this
second time I've heard that now.
Yeah, what's all this life coaching thing? So I run up to him after the meeting. I said, you're a life coach? He said, oh my God, I'm being trained. It's live here in New York. They play salsa music during breaks, and I'm being transformed. I said, who does this? He said, IPEC Coaching. And based on his rave review, I didn't look at any other school. I signed up pretty much in 24 hours.
No kidding.
I just knew it, and he was just so excited about the training, and I love referrals.
That's the best way to do it, actually.
Referrals.
I just happened to luck into everything. It just the universe kept doing the same thing that it did to you. It's like life coach, life coach. Like,
it was all there.
Okay, I guess somebody's telling me something, and it was like, and IPEC came to town. They were doing an introductory thing, and it was like, all right.
Just like the circus, right?
Exactly.
The circus is coming to town.
IPEC came to town, and that was it. And I joined.
And they never left.
And I joined, and it was like, okay. But yeah, that's so funny.
And just a funny story. So my best friend, Mark Shaw, said to me after I put out the whatever thousands of dollars it was, he says, Jim, what, you can't make a living. What's this life coaching thing? He so did not believe anything I was saying until he saw changes in my personality. I started listening. I stopped completing his sentence. I was focused. He said, okay, now wait a minute. If this happens to Jim, there's something here. I said, Mark, this is so you, and if I know you as I do, you're going to become a trainer for IPEC.
Did you really say that?
I did. Sure enough,
because Mark is one of the most beloved and energetic and dynamic trainers that IPEC has ever seen. So, and it's all you owe it to Jim.
Well, I changed pretty dramatically, and it was that more so than the sales pitch or this is you. He saw living proof that coaching is transformational.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was a great story, and he tells it every time.
I was just going to say,
he's got a new class. He says, I got to tell you the story.
Because sometimes I will do like either volunteering or assistant training, and every time he tells the story, I go, I know it's Jim.
I know it's Jim. It is.
It's Jim Arnoff did that. So congratulations to you and to Mark.
Yes.
We'll have to make sure he shows us we're singing his praises.
Yes.
So who's your client now? Who Who do you do your voodoo to?
My voodoo? I've never heard it called voodoo. Can we say voodoo? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
we'll
think
say
so.
it.
Voodoo.
I coach. It's evolved over the years. I coach a lot of creatives in the entertainment industry. Since I'm a talent agent and entertainment lawyer, I coach a lot of writers, producers, directors, puppeteers.
Really?
And I charge them double, of course, because they're two
That's
there
right.
in the room.
That's right.
So that's been my bread and butter, and I really connect with creative folks, and they're mostly freelance independent, which I absolutely love. I've expanded now to doing entrepreneurs in the media. And that's thanks to the New York City Department of Small Business Services, the Mayor's Office of Media Entertainment, NYU School of Stern. They do a course called Strategic Steps for Growth. And I was up to teach that, which I didn't get, and that's fine. They went with somebody more in business. And being the assertive coach that I am, I went to my contact after that at the New York City Department of Small Business Services. So what else can I do? And she said, Jim, would you want to coach alums of the course? I said, of course. Well, how about students? Sure. So, and actually, my biggest secret to success is saying yes to just about everything. Not everything. I always say just about everything.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense.
I realize I love entrepreneurs. They're creative. They've got amazing passion and drive, lots of blind spots, and they really get the power of coaching.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I find with coaches and creative people, you've got your mission, you know what you want to do, and you know what you want, but they just don't really know execution sometimes. They don't know the business aspect or the marketing aspect, and that's where coaches are very helpful to other coaches that have that expertise.
What's really important in that situation is for them to actually give themselves permission to pursue their dream.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And get that motivation out there, because my clients know they can never use the word "I don't know." That phrase, not allowed.
Really? Okay.
Not allowed. Can't do that.
Don't know. Okay.
In fact, I found in coaching the solutions they evolve naturally once you've uncovered or unleashed the passion of the client and their drive, and saying, you know what? Not only am I going to do that, I am entitled to pursue my passion. Because my favorite kind of coaching client is where they want to pursue their true mission, they have fun doing it, and they don't want anything to get in the way. That's a coachable client.
Love that. And you think that, okay, if you follow the passion, then the execution will come more naturally? Yeah.
Easy, yep. In fact, at the end of a coaching session, you know, I simply come up with the client, okay, what are your action steps for next week? They just, by then, they've gotten the clarity, they're excited, they're motivated, they've truly given themselves permission, and the solutions, they just come. I mean, yes, we brainstorm together.
Right.
I may make some suggestions. I totally, and I stole this from CTI, our competitor, and it helps me connect with a client, that every client is creative, resourceful, and whole. So it takes me out of the fix it, I got to tell them what to do, dependency, none of that.
You just have to open it up. You have to, like you said, give them permission.
Give them permission. Give themselves permission.
Yeah, you know, I find that one of the most bewildering questions that I ask my clients, and I'm into transformation and reinvention and things like that, is like, what do you want? And it's like deer in the headlights. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You mean I can decide what? I don't know what I want.
And when they say they don't know, and this is great for anybody that says, I don't know to anything, simply follow up with a question. Okay, what's one possibility? And that makes a difference because they're not pressured to come up with the one absolute best answer. What's one? One of many.
Yes.
And boom, it all comes out.
Oh, that's a great question. I love that.
In any situation.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Well, when you say media entrepreneurs, what are some of the businesses that could result in media?
Great question. So it's not content, which is what I do as a talent agent. I work with my clients on television series, the actual programming.
Oh, okay.
Media could mean audiovisual displays at trade shows.
Video projections?
Projections. One of my clients does kiosks in public libraries.
Oh my gosh,
to facilitate,
I would love that.
Right, to facilitate customers finding what they want. It's a very interactive, easy to use kiosks. So that's media. So any type of communication. One of my clients does, I'm trying to remember the word, on-air PR management. Like when you're in hot water and you get not such good reviews or notices online, she can actually work with them to how to get through that a lot quicker than if they did it on themselves. So media in the broadest sense.
Okay.
And I love the challenge of new areas.
Yeah.
And that gets me very excited as a coach.
I'm astounded because sometimes I review a place. I'm astounded at the creativity. Maybe it's just New York City, but there are so many talented people out there.
Huge.
And so
in fact,
few places where
everybody
they can,
is.
That's true. But I mean, really, that they should be sharing it with someone else and en masse. And it's just, you wonder, where would they go and where there's only so many spaces. So I love that they're branching out and doing kiosks and projections.
Yes,
and
I
whatever.
call that working with my clients to let their light shine on the world.
Oh, how nice. I like that. Shiny lights are always
Shiny
nice.
lights.
I like shiny lights, yes. Well, as you know, this show is based on Coaching Game, the Points of View Coaching Game. And that is a series of 65 cards that are images and captions that may or may not go together, but it's really designed to bring right and left brain thinking together.
In fact, it sounds like coaching because I never know what the client's going to say or where we're going to go.
I know, and as a new coach, it's like, oh my gosh, if you'll do, and as an old coach,
more experienced.
There you go. Thank you. A wiser and older. Yes.
Sager. Sager.
I like sage. Sage is good. It's like, oh, this could be fun. I love to keep the questions as wide as possible and let them just, because you never know what's coming. So yeah.
In fact, the best coaching questions are the most open-ended. Like, what is it about this topic you're bringing up that's so important to you?
Yeah.
Right? What would really let you excel in life and just take life by the horns and embrace it?
And I find, because you and I know we both do some mentor coaching, I find that new coaches want to have the perfect question and make it, and they keep going on and try. I go, make that as unclear as you can, that question, because that leaves me the opportunity to put in all my crazy stuff.
Lot
and
of
then
room.
You might get
I call it creating space for the client.
There you go. That's what I say. Let them ramble around till they get to where they want to be. So it's funny that perfect question that everybody's seeking. It's like is just wide.
Am I rambling? No. Maybe I need a little more space to ramble. It sounds like fun.
Go ahead, ramble.
I'll ramble.
Ramble on. So anyway, some of the cards that Jim chose. One was authenticity.
Yes.
What's that got to do with coaching and you and what you're trying to do?
Oh man.
Let me just say, this is a bunch of very attractive people in blonde wigs, and only one is really...
Oh, I thought they were in drag.
Well, that's interesting because most people don't know. Only one is a female. The rest are in drag.
Oh, there you go.
Very good. Very insightful for you.
We have to be very perceptive as coaches.
Yeah. It took me 3 years to figure that out, but yes, go ahead.
Stick with me, Laurie.
I'll try. Maybe something will rub off. What can you say? Yes. So anyway, authenticity. What's that got to do with anything?
Everything.
In
fact, I was listening to a teleclass of Bruce Schneider, who founded IPEC.
Yes.
And when he does what we call a complementary coaching session is to see if there's a fit in both directions between a potential client and a coach. There are 3 things, I hope I remember them, that he asks on a scale of 1 to 10. One is authenticity. One is confidence.
Okay.
And the third, I actually remember them, is passion.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 keys to living. So for me, authenticity it's more than telling the truth. Authenticity is being transparent, and it's also honoring your values and what you stand for. And as you're interacting with whoever, whether it's coaching, real life, you're true to your values and what you stand for.
I like that. Yeah, authenticity to me is it's having done maybe I'm basing it on my own life. Having played by the rules, it's like, okay, now I'm ready to make my own rules.
Beautiful.
And I know what I want, and I know what I don't want, and let's get it. And that's authentic, and that's so hard. I mean, I still fight with that every day. It's like, is this me or is this what I should be doing?
Laurie, would you like to do a little coaching?
No.
Do we have time to coach this?
I don't think, not that one.
I want to coach the host. Yes.
Not that one, I don't think. But no, if you want to, go ahead. Knock yourself out. So authenticity, is that the number one? So it's authenticity.
Authenticity, passion
and
confidence.
Confidence, that's the
which
one.
applies to not only career, it applies to a relationship, friendship, every part of you. So those are the three keys.
Yeah. I remember when because I came in just before Jim did in 2004, and Bruce was actually showing up at our sessions.
Yes,
which
same,
was cool.
same with
Same
me.
with you, yeah.
Yep.
And he must have stood there for 25 minutes saying, "There's one word that will describe what you want when a client," and we named every word in the world, and it was fearless. And I've always remember that, right?
Yeah, fearless.
And it was like, fearless. Okay, and now it's like that's my goal every day. Be fearless.
Fearless in everything you do.
Yes, yes, and just suffer the consequences, correct the mistakes, do whatever you got to do.
Embrace the consequences.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Embrace the consequences.
Actually, what another gift that coach training has given me, I'm very tuned into people's language.
Yeah, I can see.
Right, and in fact, when I do my workshops, and I tell all the participants that I'm going to interrupt them, I play with their language, because language is the external to what's happening internally.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I work with, it's amazing. So I can play with any word, reframe it, and just make it so much more powerful and more committed to what they're doing.
I love that lesson. There was I guess it was a Facebook thing, this big headline, "I changed my life with one word," and I'm going, oh, stop, this has got to be.
Yes, you can.
That is, got to. I don't know if you know what I'm going to say, but it's like, instead of saying I have to, change it.
Well, better is I want.
I
Better
got
than that
to.
is I will.
I get to.
And better than that is I am.
Ah, okay.
I am is the best, because that means you're actually doing it.
Well, my thought was like, okay, I have to go to the dentist today. But change it to I get to go to the dentist today, which means I have enough money to pay the guy. I have teeth.
Right. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, whatever.
Or you could simply say, I love my dentist. The dental hygienist when she actually kills my teeth.
But what I couldn't say would be, I am the dentist. Because if I were, I'd save so much money. But
yes, you could.
Yeah, so
if that's what you want to go. I don't know, Laurie. You're fine as a coach. I wouldn't suggest it.
No, I don't want to be a dentist. I don't even want to go to a dentist. But it does. That one word does. It's just it makes challenges and opportunities.
Yeah, and
like,
there's a commitment. And it gives off a whole different energy than, well, I got to figure out, or I'm in the process of, I'm hoping to.
Yeah.
There's no commitment.
I hope I can.
I hope I can. All of that. And when you say I am, that draws the resources.
Yeah.
And people feel that you're committed to doing what you want to do.
And once it's almost like visioning. Once you put it out there, it's like, okay, now I am, like you say, committed, and this is what's going to happen.
Completely. And it will.
You know what? It will. My philosophy, and it's not mine, so I'm sure I copied it off somebody, is that you get what you want when you need it. Not when you want it, but when you need it. And that's really the beauty of the whole universe thing. It's like, oh my goodness.
Or when it's simply meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even better, when you're open to it.
Yeah.
Open to receiving.
Yes.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah. Get out of the way and let the universe do its thing. That's my favorite.
I like that.
Yeah. Just get out of the way and let the universe.
One for Laurie.
Only one?
For now.
I've been working hard here, Jim.
Yes, you have.
I've been working hard.
You are. That's what we do as coach. Actually, you know what? Coaching is not working hard. In fact, I tell people.
Exactly.
Because I coach 7 days a week, and I say it's not work.
No.
It's for me, it's gratitude.
Mm-hmm. And experiencing, but it's if you feel like it's work, it's like you're probably doing it wrong, and that's a hard one to learn too. But it's relax, it'll all work out.
Yes,
it'll all work.
In fact, one of my favorite lines for my mentees, as Laurie mentioned, I mentor coaches at IPAC, is to relax into coaching.
Yeah,
just relax into coaching, which applies to anything. Just relax into playing tennis, or for me, relax into playing squash. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm like this when I'm on the court.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because as a new coach, and they always tell me, I have Post-it notes and I'm looking for the right question. I can't remember that tool. And then they'll go, you know what happened the other day? I didn't even think about anything, and I said, that's the beauty. Now you're a coach.
That's coaching.
Now you know how it is.
You let go of everything.
Yes, and it's like, okay, you've got enough innate knowledge there.
Right.
It's been drilled into you for What is IPEC? A year, right? In between.
Oh, the training?
Yeah.
It's about 9 months.
9 months, yeah. So you know more than you think you know anyway. So it's in there.
And
so
in fact,
just
as a
rely on
coach,
it.
it's not only what we learn at IPEC, which is critical, it's our whole life experience. It's our humor, it's our energy, intuition.
Yeah.
And I tell my mentees when they go, how much can I charge? But I just became, I said, hold on a second. You're bringing so much more than your training to every session.
Yeah.
Which actually applies to life wherever you are.
Right. And I also tell them, we're back to authenticity. It's like, once the training's over, it's the Jim Arnoff game. Whatever you're bringing to the table,
Correct.
your experiences, you've got to combine all, you've got to work all that together and knead it and get it into the shape that you want to become the coach and allow for expansion.
And my background is a lawyer. This is a 180 from being a lawyer.
Exactly.
I mean, completely different, which is why I
ding,
realized,
ding,
right,
ding.
that I wasn't meant to be a full-time lawyer.
Yeah.
That I added talent agent, which is very creative. I'm putting all the elements together and people matching.
Right.
And then the coaching just adds amazing spontaneity and intimacy with a client.
Well, that's why I think your background is so fascinating, because you have the structure and the logical step by step.
Part of my brain, correct.
Yeah, it has that, and then the other side is like, wowie.
Just let it be,
Yeah.
which I love. I
Yeah.
love. I mean, just like this show, as I was telling Laurie right before he went on camera, and after I came out of the green room that had champagne and it had steak, tartare, it was amazing.
I think
Laurie,
he was on drugs.
I was-
that doesn't happen.
I really shine when I'm spontaneous and when I play off of somebody, and Laurie is amazing for that.
Well, thank you.
So no prep.
Trust me, no prep. I was telling him I don't allow reading because that's not spontaneous.
What's that?
I know, it's like, don't
heard of
read
it.
on air. It's
No,
like just
not at all.
do what you got to talk.
Throw it at me.
And usually coaches are pretty good at talking, so we're pretty good.
You noticed?
Yes, I did. Yes. Tell me, now, another card that he chose is alignment.
Right.
What's alignment got to do with anything?
Everything as well. It's very akin to authenticity. Oh, we're just going to do A's today, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
Well, we
A's
have
are
an
great.
L. We'll get
I mean,
to
to
an L.
me, alignment is where you bring all parts of who you are, your spirituality, your personality, your intuition, everything I actually just mentioned before, and it all beautifully comes together and complements each other. And authenticity is a big part of that.
No, alignment doesn't mean that you need equal parts of everything, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, in fact, it's more
right.
interesting.
I actually stay away from words like equal. I stay away from a word like balance, which you never achieve.
Right.
Actually,
it's always, you're right, it's always a goal, yeah.
Right, so when my
It's a
clients say,
goal,
oh,
it's a
let's
goal.
do work-life balance, I reframe it, say the words.
Yes.
You mean work-life mix or fluidity.
Yeah.
So not equal. Like, for instance, my 5 careers, they have different percentages.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the legal work is maybe 10% for right now.
And the beauty is you can pull out more if you need it, and
Absolutely.
and readjust.
And whatever comes my way.
Yeah, and constantly adjust, because it was, when I started, it was like, oh, I'll do health wellness because this was so cool.
Right.
And then 2008 happened, and it was like, and I have an HR background, and everybody was either looking for a job or afraid they were going to lose their job, needed and I go, you know what? It's crazy not to use what I have and help people do that. So
well, alignment is actually embracing all of who you are.
Yes.
And bringing them all together. And I'll keep saying that word in a fluid kind of way in each situation.
Yeah, and just aligning with actually, do you align with each client that you have?
Most of the time. There are some sessions.
Some just you can't do it. Yeah,
I
hear
it's
you.
a challenge, and as coaches, I bring awareness to it. It's like, why am I not feeling connected? Why am I a little bored? So rather than putting myself down, I go, okay, there's something that needs to shift here. There's something that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
Why am I not connecting with this client? And what I do is I shake things up. I say, okay, I'm not being the bold, or as you said, the fearless coach.
Yeah.
I'm not asking those fearless questions, or we're not getting to the fearless answers or solutions. So I use everything that I'm feeling as a big sign to shift, change, challenge, and let go of, this is hard for me, being liked by the client, or letting the client be comfortable, because they're not coming to us as coaches to just storytell and
They don't need
have a
friends,
conversation.
or maybe they do.
Right.
But
Well, I want to be a friend to every client, not a best friend, just
Right.
a real intimate friendship with a client. So I use all that as, and this is great for me to even talk about it because it gives me awareness, like, okay, Jim, what can I do differently, or what can the client and I do differently to really shake things up?
Yeah.
And I actually experienced that today when a client came in, just, oh my God, I'm so tired, I need 2 months off, and I need this, and he's moving to Europe, and he's a little nervous, and I gotta do this, I gotta find a job. And out of nowhere, maybe intuition, I said, what if you took 6 months off? You moved with your boyfriend, to Europe. You did not search for a job. And all you have to do, what she's doing, is learning French. And I said, that's all you have to do. And take your camera out and enjoy picture taking, which she loves. And I don't know where it came from, because we were talking about career, and I got to do this, and I got to do this.
Plan for the future.
It felt
yeah.
forced, and my sense is he was getting even more exhausted.
Talking
when
about
I said,
it, yeah.
what if you took 6 months off? He said, really? I like that idea. His whole energy shifted because I didn't go the typical, well, he's got to get a job and we got to brainstorm about that as coaches.
And let's make it into bite-sized chunks because it's overwhelming.
It wasn't about any of that.
I want you to be my coach. I want 6 months off, Jim.
Okay. We'll do it together, Laurie.
Okay.
We'll travel the world.
All right, sounds
We'll
good
do
to
the
me.
coaching game everywhere.
Everywhere.
Airports and stores.
Whether they want it or not.
We
we'll
don't
just
care.
do it.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that whole concept of, have you ever had a client to which you did not attune? Because I have.
In the early days of coaching, where I would take anybody, because I was just happy to get clients.
Yes.
And there were a couple of clients that I realized they had really low self-esteem. They were not coachable.
Not ready to change.
They weren't
either.
there yet.
Yeah,
They just weren't there yet. And I'm now very tuned into that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not sure. And, I may do, because I do a month of coaching at a time.
Right.
I'll go, okay, let's give it a go and see what's there.
Right.
And my sense is, by the end of 4 sessions, it's pretty clear, and it happens organically that the client just doesn't continue.
Right.
Which is fine.
It's kind of almost mutual. I mean, they know and you know.
You know, right. And that doesn't mean they didn't get a lot from the coaching.
And, try not to take it personally, because not everybody's meant to be together, and that's okay too.
Correct.
It's like I think knowing how you deal with it. We have like 25 seconds left.
That's it?
That's it.
What happened?
I know, we're going to have Jim Arnoff part 2.
Part 2. 3, 4, and 5.
No, it's a series.
6, 7, and 8.
It's a series. So I think
you see how much fun coaching is? It really is.
You just may as well have a good time with it. So I want to thank you so much for being on the coaching
a lot of gratitude
game.
to be here.
It was fantastic, and we'll have you back, that's for sure.
Thank you, Laurie Lawson.